So, how been ya? Welcome to the Black Country Craftsman's YouTube channel. This video is a follow-on from the buy-to-let guide video, where I explained the pros and cons of being a landlord. I ended the video with showing you my new project. So, let's take another look to remind us what it looks like. I'm planning to completely renovate this property and bring it back up to a standard that I feel is acceptable to get the maximum amount of money I can in the rental market. Okay, firstly the lounge. I'm looking at removing this old fireplace. The fire looks okay. You look at the walls. Walls just need a little bit of TLC, a little bit of filler in some areas. Definitely ripping this carpet up. Perhaps replace it with a laminate flooring. Okay, the plan with the kitchen is to remove that radiator, to have a big tall radiator about there, which will then, I should be able to extend the kitchen slightly to the right of this, which we need to put a socket around where that radiator is now, which will enable you to have a fridge freezer there. All this will probably be coming out, and may be able to save some of the base units and leave the base units in. But all the doors, the worktops, sink and hob will be replaced. Maybe leaving the cooker. Cooker looks okay. Boiler's brand new. That's a bonus. And instead of two spaces there, one has been for a washing machine, the other one was a fridge. I think we'll put a cupboard there and just leave a space there for the washing machine. Okay, bathroom. Tiles are pretty good. Grouting is quite clean, may need a little bit of a clean and a tidy up. Little unit there is okay. Probably be replacing the floor, the bath panel, and maybe the toilet. And hopefully I shall change the curtain pole for the shower curtain. Bit awkward as the shower is right over by the window. Nothing we can do about that. Replace this decking. The tiered garden has loads of weeds that need sorting. At the top there are two sheds that have seen better days, that are also blocking a gate in the corner, so they have to go as well. I removed the fireplace and started to remove the tiles on the wall. To my surprise, I come across a built-in flue and a gas supply in the floor to accommodate a gas fire. Now, it's something I won't be fitting, as it's another gas appliance that needs checking regularly, and it's something that could potentially put my tenants at risk with carbon monoxide poisoning. So it's something I won't be doing. I've removed all the kitchen cupboard doors. The floor, luckily, is only a laminate one, so it's coming up really easy. I've started to remove the tiles. As I'm working around plug sockets and the plug sockets are loose, I've turned the electric off for safety. By putting the scraper under the tiles, they're popping off very easily. Now, this is not always the case, and removing tiles can damage the plasterboard, so good luck if you ever have to do this. Okay, we've got the floor removed. All the tiles are off. And all the doors are removed. Okay, now we've got to a stage where we really need to remove the worktops. Unfortunately, we can't remove the hob, as the hob is a gas appliance, and as I'm not gas registered, it is against the law for me to disconnect it, so that'll have to be removed at a later date. The sink is something different. Firstly, what we need to do to remove the sink is to isolate the sink so we can leave the water on in the whole house, but remove the supply to the sink. Now, the way you do that is a quite simple step. There's a little screw there, and if you can see, it's vertical, which allows the water to go through to the taps. If you turn it slightly, so it's horizontal, you then isolate the water, which will then enable you to safely remove the sink. Okay, to do it, I can't video it and do it at the same time, struggling with that one. So, but what we do, get these pliers, wrap the pliers around the isolator, get some adjustables like these, which then go on top of the nut there. Basically, loosen that, and that just turns off. So you're disconnected, no leaks, and the water is still on in the house. This is a typical sink where you've got your clips that hold the sink and pull the sink down with a screw. Literally unscrew, a little bit more. Which basically loosens the clip, which enables you to remove the sink. All clips are now removed. Before we remove the sink, we need to disconnect this waste here, which is a simple task. By just undoing the nut and just disconnecting it. Okay, now most of the kitchen is now stripped. Wall units, big tall larder unit has been removed. The question is, do we keep those 3 units and fit the unit that was there over in this corner, or do we completely renew the whole kitchen? Something I've got to decide over the next coming days. Okay, remove the bath panel. I started to remove the laminate flooring. Now we've come to a point where we need to disconnect the toilet. Same sort of principle with the sink downstairs. You've got isolation valve there. Just turn the screw so you isolate the water, and make sure it's disconnected before you take the toilet away. Okay, toilet removed. Laminate floor completely gone. Ready for the new flooring. We need to remove the cooker to allow the gas man to disconnect the hob. Okay, kitchen almost removed. Still got a array of pipe work there that needs to be sorted out before we remove that unit. Also as well, there is your gas fitting for the gas hob. Now always use a qualified gas engineer to have this disconnected. Never attempt to do it yourself. As you've probably noticed, I've removed the rest of the base units, and here we have it, the plans for the new kitchen, and it's been ordered. I've got all the fitting dimensions that will really help me with fitting this kitchen. Okay, we're all ripped out with just the base unit left with the pipe work. The reason I've left that in is to leave the house operational with water at the moment, as the kitchen's ordered, but the kitchen is a fair few weeks away. So I've left that in until the kitchen arrives, and we can start to get that out and refix the plumbing. As you can see, they've put a water pipe, a flexible water pipe through there, which has actually turned into an outside tap, which isn't very good, so that'll be ripped out. Okay, right, as we ordered the kitchen, you've seen the dimensions, so now we need to plan the electrical work before we start to fit the kitchen. Now we've got a plug there with an isolation valve, isolation plug, or a fuse spur, sorry, that activates the plug there, which will be okay which is for the washing machine. We've got the cooker switch and another fuse spur there, which one works the cooker, which is there. Also as well, not quite tested, I think it operates the fan, but yeah, wait for the electrician to come just to see which one that works. There's the centre of the kitchen where the cooker will go. There's the gas pipe. So as you can see, the gas pipe is well in the range of the centre of where the hob needs to be, so there's not a problem with the gas pipe being there. There is a problem, however, with these plug sockets. One to feed the cooker, the other one to feed the ignition to the gas hob. That needs to be moved over central, as obviously where that line is where your base unit will go. Alternatively as well, these plug sockets and this fuse spur, now this fuse spur is working that one, that plug socket there. So the plan is to move that socket right the way around this area here, so that will have to be relocated. Also as well, these sockets are too close to the hob, so the hob will be there, across there, and they're too close to the flame, so these have to be moved right the way over to roughly around there, which will be the same distance away as the cooker switch there. Decided to have a couple of switches there, a double socket there, and another fuse spare there, which will operate the underlighting of the wall units that will be going above there. Going back to this section here, this line there is where the kitchen will come out to. Going back to this fuse spur operates that plug. That plug will then be moved over to roughly where this radiator is at the moment. Now obviously this radiator will have to be moved. A fridge freezer is roughly around 600 to about 900 for a double one. So I'm trying to leave enough gap for a double fridge freezer if required, which will leave that mark there to where the light is for this radiator, this tall standard radiator, which will be powerful enough to hopefully heat the kitchen. Now with this radiator being quite heavy, and this only being a studded plasterboard wall, we will need to fit a batten of timber underneath that plasterboard to strengthen that area to hold this radiator in, as it will come off the wall if we don't. Okay, everything ripped out in the bathroom, toilet removed, bath panel out. That unit's staying, that's not too bad. We'll be needing to change those taps, and also the taps there for the mixer tap. Shower's okay. Tiles are in decent condition. I've started on this side to bleach them down to try and clean them up. Also as well, before we put the floor in, I've decided to do something with these pipes, as they're quite thin, and they're kind of in the way of your foot traffic, which could cause a problem with someone kicking them, which could cause you to have a leak. Okay, the fireplace has now been removed. We will need to put something over that hole before we put the new fireplace back in. That marble hearth is going to be ripped out as and when the carpet's removed. Not in a rush to do that, to be honest with you. That'll be down to when I decorate the lounge. Okay, quick chat about the electrics. In the UK, when you rent a property, the consumer unit has to be a certain standard, and this is below those standards. Being about 20 years, over 20 years old now, we will need a new consumer unit with all our CBOs on to comply with the regs to allow your tenant to be safe. Also as well, this is a no-no regarding renting a property out, having live cables on show. Those need to be removed. Those sockets will be able to be removed. If you look on the fence, you did have cable, electric cable fully on show that went up to the sheds. Again, garden's looking better, sheds have gone, all the weeds have been cleared, weed killer applied, so yeah, we're getting there with the garden at the moment. Everything ready for the electrician. Mainly these new sockets are all for the kitchen. I've decided to change them all, not for safety, but so new kitchen going in, so they all match up and it all looks nice. We've got everything from new foam for the bathroom, new lights for underneath the kitchen cupboards, new consumer unit with all your new RCBOs. Also as well, smoke detectors and a heat and carbon monoxide alarm. I think this is very important that you update these to make sure again that your tenant is safe, particularly with the heat and carbon monoxide alarm. Now it's not mandatory at the moment in the UK for you to fit these near the boiler, but it is strongly recommended that you do. Bit of a change of heart regarding the cooker. I've decided to purchase a new one. One of the reasons is that the light in there isn't working, and having got the top off, it's been quite notable that someone has been messing inside the cooker from the previous owners. So I feel it's too much of a risk to fit this in a rental property, because you never know what someone has done to it. So for the sake of a few £100, I've decided to purchase a brand new one to keep everyone safe. So there we have it, rip out complete. Kitchen's near enough cleared. Fireplace has gone, along with the marble hearth. In the bathroom, toilet's out, bath panel's gone, and the flooring has been removed, along with all the wall attachments. In the garden, the weeds have been cleared, and the sheds have also gone, which has cleared the top of the garden and allowed access to the rear gate. Okay, there we have it. We're all ripped out and all ready to start putting things back together. Please join me on this journey of renovating this property over the coming months. Okay, if you've enjoyed this video, smash us a like, drop us a comment, and if we can help you, we will. And please subscribe to give us a little support. Also, please check out our other videos, as we've got quite a few out now. You may find something that might just help you out in the future. I'm the Black Country Craftsman. Don't forget to tell your muckers. Learning how to fix these problems yourself is cheaper than paying someone else to do it for you. Thanks for watching.